hey, wait a minute. Social Security is a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
That was the lawyer's comment.
Never going to be enough people to pay in to pay off who's in there.
Of course not. No, it's
and
a
it
complete
collapses.
scam. But I like that the lawyer discovers that at work.
Right.
Going to a show called...
From your show.
Wait a minute.
All the schooling and everything meant nothing. Just
you're having a
watch
good
an
time.
episode of bullshit. That one was really good because it was the whole that guy that was selling that beverage.
Oh, it was so sad, wasn't it?
And his meeting with other, and he's trying to get other people into this product with him because it's never made selling the product. It's supposed to be made getting other people that are your underlings.
You couldn't say pyramid, though, huh?
Could not say the word pyramid.
Because there's things like Amway and other things.
You know, you have to say multi-level marketing.
Right.
Multi-level marketing. If you say pyramid, it's like saying liar, and you're in all
is it
sorts
really?
of
It's
trouble.
okay.
No, it's a bad thing. Yeah. And but
the math behind that was fascinating too. And no matter how many times I've seen that take on it, I watch and go, how can anyone not see this?
At level 7, you have to be selling your shit to every human being.
To everyone on the planet. The math is stunning to watch.
Bad really
it's that exponential thing.
Yes.
Exponential will fuck your shit.
It screws your mind up.
I should certainly have a math class. Exponential will fuck your shit. Okay, see you tomorrow.
Didn't you get involved in one of these?
No.
Pyramid?
No. I was I was brought
the really lame one with the money. You told that story once on the air.
I think my mom did
with
once.
With pilots and stewardesses.
I've never gotten
where you had to get people to just give you money. Remember that one?
Yeah, I never got involved in that. I got taken to an Amway meeting once, though, and it's that whole secretive thing that was like, it's a business proposition. I'm like, what is it? We go, well, we'll tell you. You got to get there. Just get in a suit and.
But the thing that really was so heartbreaking, the guy selling the shit drink, is he's a really good guy.
Yeah, he seems
and he
like
wants
a good
to
enough
work
fella.
really hard. You know, in the way we lay out the show, he's in the villain category, but he's not. He's absolutely, completely a victim. All he wants to do, it's bad economic times. Mm-hmm. He wants to work his ass off. He's willing to invest money, willing to work his ass off, and they're just eating him for breakfast. It's horrible.
Yeah, when he was having that meeting with the other gentleman to try to persuade him into joining the ranks, it was the saddest thing.
Was he good at it?
No game. No game.
No, but he didn't even bring the drink with him, which is the big hit. Which is, here, you're bringing. I'm going to sell you something, and I don't bring it with me.
He didn't even.
We got this great drink we're going to sell. Oh, do you have the drink? No.
And
obviously, it's part of the script to not bring the drink with you.
Yeah, don't bring it.
I wonder why.
Because the drink
probably
sucks.
terrible.
Yeah,
obviously
it sucks.
here.
Like, I can't sell this shit.
You would bring it if it's a good product you're proud of.
Doesn't sound good. Come in a tumbler.
Probably be better.
Hey, how's Christopher Hitchens doing? I know you guys are friends. Is he any improvements?
I haven't. I'm so afraid. I write him an email now and again, and how you doing? And he writes back, I have cancer.
Jesus,
you don't have that kind of thing. And he started to do this. I probably shouldn't even say this because people could misinterpret it, but it strikes me so funny. I'll say to him, I'm going to be down in D.C. Will I be able to get together with you? He always writes, if Allah wills it.
Oh, shit.
And I think he's just doing it as a joke to make me think that maybe he's lost his mind. But, as we all know, when you do jokes long enough to make people think you've lost your mind, it soon becomes indistinguishable from someone who's lost their mind.
Perhaps you've lost your mind. Yeah.
Maybe that's what it feels like. Maybe Charlie Manson still thinks he's doing jokes. About, I'm going to put this swastika in my head. People will think I've lost my mind.
They're going to think I'm batshit crazy.
He was kidding back then. I said, get me a cup of coffee. What's with the Folgers lady?
Oh, Christ.
Wow.
Oh, God
hey, get this. I'm going to carve a swastika into my forehead with a spoon. That's going to flip him out, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll get him.
And I'll do it right before my parole board meeting. And then I'll just laugh at the end. Charlie. Even the laugh at the end's not going to play.
Yeah.
No, but I'll show it, then I'll go, and then they'll know I'm okay.
He absolutely had no clue. that he was crazy. He really didn't.
He wants to stay in jail, man. He's smart. He wants to stay.
Yeah, well, I think there's no doubt about it that he wants to stay.
He's probably got a nice in there now at this point, right?
None of them. Did any of them got a Squeaky Fromm gotten out, or
a few of them have.
Tex Watson? Any of those guys?
Ooh, I think
one of them got out
in a pine box.
Lynette, did Lynette get out?
I would just like to just go back a moment and say, both of you said he's probably got it nice in there.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
No, huh?
Why?
I'm just saying I don't think it's nice.
We don't think it's that bad in prison. It becomes your life.
Yeah, okay.
We had this whole discussion
people
earlier.
Are very adaptable.
Yeah, if you get cable TV and you can watch your shows.
Yeah, I think you just
kind of
really become like,
why don't you
well, I'm in prison. It's not good. It sucks, but you don't.
It doesn't suck.
It's not like looking from the outside in, going like, "Holy fuck, I don't want to be there."
Well,
you're in then, and
it just becomes your life.
All right, well, it's lunchtime. It's laundry time.
Every study they have ever done shows that people in horrific situations, it's not as bad as people looking at them from the outside.
Right, and your
people in good
of
situations, it's not as good.
Right.
Think.
Yeah.
There's great interviews with the Siamese twins attached at the head.
Oh yeah, those two ladies there. Yeah.
No, not the two-headed one.
No, the one with
attached.
The one with the country western singer.
Yeah.
Not very good, by the way.
Attached at the head.
Right.
And their life, by every way shrinks can measure it, is as good as a regular person's life.
Sure.
Just not that bad. You get used to having your sister attached to your head.
You just that was my whole take on prison. And when they say, well, this guy's got life without parole and it's great, and I just go like, well, it's just his life now.
Adapt.
But you've learned some crazy things about me over the years.
Yes,
I'm going to give you a more crazy thing about me.
All right.
I don't believe that I believe in punishment. I believe just get people away, make sure they don't do it again. But I have no desire to have them suffer. This whole vindication thing, the punishment thing, it's just not part of my heart. Like Mark David Chapman.
Yeah.
You killed John Lennon. Now go away. I don't even want to see you again. We're just done.
But where would they then go?
I don't want to. No, that's fine. Prison is fine.
Oh, okay.
But do it as cheap as you can. But you don't need to make it more uncomfortable. I don't mind if they have to. Just go away. That's
like almost
think.
a Buddhist vibe to that.
Just go away.
Patrick Duffy, when his parents got murdered in the bar, said he felt for those guys who did it. He said, imagine having to live the rest of your life knowing you did that.
But some people,
that was his Buddhist. That's kind of a Buddhist thing almost.
Yeah, but
people care.
I don't think they care. But just get them away, and that's fine. They can be in prison.
Perfect case is the Connecticut case with the mother and the two daughters that were horribly killed and raped.
Burned alive.
Obviously, you can look at it and say, just go away. But as a family member, as that father, that you want retribution for.
But that's not going to help.
But someone's always going to want retribution.
Right, but the retribution is never going to help.
Not going to help
anybody.
Really?
Not anybody. No. If you've had something horrible like that happen, there's nothing that's going to help you. Fucking up someone else isn't going to make you feel better. You're just fucked. It's a horrible, terrible, bad thing.
Is there a deserving thing? Like that person deserves to suffer?
I don't think so. See, I told you I was going to it was a nut position.
No, it's not a nut position.
Here's a nut position.
I actually understand your point. I don't agree with it, but I understand where you're coming from. Like Jimmy said, it's sort of almost a Buddhist thing.
You get that punishment thing, it starts building in circles. I don't think it really just go away. But we've all decided that we'd be okay in prison. Shall we knock off a liquor store?
Yeah, let's give it a whirl. I don't think you're okay, but I think people are adaptable enough where
people are so adaptable.
It just becomes your life.
Like when you hear the family members of that had a crime committed against them saying, "I just want to know that he's suffering in prison every day," and it's like he's not. Hey, I'm sure there are days where it's like, wow, this sucks. I'm in prison. I can't do this. I can't do that. But there are days he's probably laughing his balls off with another guy down there watching TV or whatever. He's not suffering all the time.
You want him to suffer because the victim's family or whatever. they're suffering constantly.
Sure.
Of course.
So
they're
you want to
constantly
think
in pain,
constantly.
looking at pictures of a loved one that was murdered.
Of course. There's nothing worse.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And I'm not in any way diminishing their pain. I'm just saying I don't know how you get rid of it. I don't know how you get. I don't know how an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, biblical retribution doesn't seem to accomplish anything.
I'm not sure.
But I think you should do like a month of
Just
your
do a
show
month?
from prison.
In prison.
I'm sure we would be horrified.
That would be fantastic.
But the only thing that stops us from
maybe
from
2 months in,
misbehaving
we'd be like, this is not that bad.
is jail.
The thought of being incarcerated
is the only thing that stops us from fucking up.
Kept me a relatively good boy.
I'll tell you though,
years.
I think that the funk would get to you.
Yeah,
just
that
the
would
smell.
have to be.
Just the smell. You know, I read this book. There's this book.
Man groin smell.
By man, I think it's worse than man groin smell.
Real
I think
man-ass smell?
I think man groin smell is what you'd be praying for.
That would be inviting.
Praying for it.
I think that.
And God, please give me man groin smell.
Yeah, I think. Well, there's this book called "Packing for Mars" by Mary Roach that talks about what it's like to be an astronaut, which I didn't know that being an astronaut is breathing shit and vomit with every breath. That shit and vomit floats through the air, and that psychologically, guys who are trained, professionally trained, to deal with each other after 6 months end up punching each other in the face in zero G. And they're talking about sending people to Mars, which is 500 days round trip, never opening a window, breathing your and other people's shit and vomit and piss constantly. They get E. coli fecal infections in their fucking noses. Kill yourself. Just kill yourself. And their bones deteriorate. They fall to pieces. And there are people right now in the United States who are not crazy. Who there's no evidence they're crazy, who have said they will take a one-way trip to Mars.
One way.
Deliver me to Mars, and I'll live there and try to send me rockets with air and food. And if you fail, I'll die there.
Whatever, I'll just
And
die
I'm reading
on
this
Mars.
book. I'm reading this book, and all of a sudden, my house, which is over 10,000 square feet, is too claustrophobic for me, because it's like those first, the Gemini guys and stuff, and the Apollo guys. They were sitting in, a small Volkswagen.
Yeah, the Mercury capsule. Your guy was alone
and pissing into their own suit for like 4 or 5 days, and the helmet on, just filling with their own funk. And there's guys that testing. This is a job for you. There are guys that get the job testing who aren't astronauts, but get the job of lying in bed for 100 days without sitting up to see their bones deteriorate, and drinking through straws, and all they do is